Hey guys, welcome to the Model Citizen Podcast. We're your hosts, Hunter
and Michaela.
We are so excited to have you here. All right, let's dive in.
We're back. Gorgeous.
We're back to business.
Having your shit together is cute, but not having your shit together is gorgeous.
That's Michaela. Can I just tell you, do you want to know something crazy?
Yeah.
I was going to come on here and right off the bat be like, I have recently come to terms with the fact that I am chaotic. I'm not kidding. I have it in my notes.
That is really funny. And that's so funny that I just said that.
That's gorgeous. It's kind of gorgeous.
It's actually stunning.
Like,
there is something cool about being chaotic, though, I will say. Like, there is a kind of like gives like Tana Mojo vibes where you're just like so chaotic and all over the place and everyone's like a little nervous to be around you. No, because you don't know where they're going to go.
It's so interesting because I recently, and we were actually talking about this yesterday because of the car situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I think I just have to come to terms with the fact that like there are things that I keep orderly. There are things in my life that are like really take precedent. But for the most part, I'm a little bit chaotic.
Mm.
And in that way of like, you know, I definitely have ADD, which was like recently diagnosed. But like, I don't know. I think that like my brain is so, I don't know how to just like focus on one thing. I don't know how to, you know, keep things in an orderly manner, even with medication. So I've had to come to terms with like, okay, I think I'm just also a little bit chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
And like our mom is chaotic.
Our mom's
like
chaotic.
In a good way.
I think that, yeah, I don't think it's like any of it's in a bad way. I also like, and I said this to you yesterday, I give always a free pass, especially to parents, because it's like, you're literally keeping little humans alive. And it's like, that's your main focus. Like the cleanliness of a car, who gives a fuck? You know, like
I know, but it's just so funny
comes second, you know, and third and fourth.
Right. Like I'm just so much of mom in that aspect of
You
I will just like throw shit around and just I'll have like tissues everywhere and I'll have like baby wipes and crumbs. And I'm just like, I'll just do it later. It's fine. And it's funny because I remember like going into like mom's car and being like, this is chaos. And now I'm like, this is chaos in my own mind. Right. And, I really have no excuse because there's days where I have nothing to do. If I have like a free day,
I know, but how annoying is it to clean to do?
It's so annoying.
It's so annoying. I feel like if you have any extra time these days, and this goes out to everybody, if you have any extra time these days, just like do something that makes you like happy and relaxed. And like,
I literally think that every single time I have a free day, I go, oh my God, I have but also this is ADD talking. I have a list of things to do, right?
Right.
Tax season is upon us. Like I have house stuff I have to get done. I had a kitchen that like had some flooding from a dishwasher. We have to like repair, you know, toe kicks and stuff. And I'll be like, I'm going to go to Home Goods and get a Diet Coke from McDonald's. And I'll be like, and I'll justify it by being like, this makes me happy. But then the list just piles up.
Let me tell you something. Do you know what kind of mom raises the best kids? A happy mom.
That's true.
I never like sat and was like, gosh, you know what? My parents, the best thing they ever did was keep the house clean for me growing up. True. Like I never thought that. I never like, you know what I mean?
On the other end,
what? Now I'm OCD.
You are the way that you are because, you know, listen, mom, we know you're listening, but like, and we're very similar, mom, in the way of like, we kind of have like our organized chaos. Like if you looked at my closet right now, you would be absolutely horrified. So like I need a space where I can have my organized chaos and then the rest of the house is like fine, whatever. It like looks good. Right. But like, and I think that also part of that is you grew up in that and now you're like OCD about cleanliness and OCD.
Sure, but I have the time. You don't. That's the thing. Who knows how I would be though? Who knows how I would be with kids? Like it may all go down for all we know. Like I can't say either which way.
It's very interesting. I'll tell you that. I'll
It is
tell you that. It's
interesting.
there's so much mental gymnastics that goes on and like,
Executive functioning
oh
is
my
a
god.
slippery beast.
A slippery beast that like is
I know.
just not talked about enough. But I think
I
that I'm a
know.
little bit
It takes all types in this
chaotic.
world.
Yeah.
But, like, imagine we all operate the same. Jesus, it'd be so boring, you know?
I
Like, if
know
we
it would
all operated the exact same.
just robots if our baseline was
Right,
the same.
right.
Also I'm wearing eyeliner
Okay.
today.
Okay, huge, huge if true.
Yeah, I'm wearing eyeliner. Like on my eye on my like waterline, right?
What? What got
I
into
know.
you?
Well, so I was doing content for something and I was doing like a Pamela Anderson like vibe and I put
Mm.
eyeliner on and
Do you
I'm
feel
like
like a bad bitch?
I feel like a clown. I literally feel like a clown. I feel like I'm in not my own body. Like you know when like
Yeah.
you feel like you're in like a costume.
Yes, dude, me
I
in a floral
always
dress.
dude, I always feel this way when I have eyeliner in my
It's so
waterline. I
funny.
feel like I'm in a costume. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't think I could ever go out like this because I feel so like insecure about it. It's so weird.
That is really wild. Do they not do
Yeah.
any, eyeliner when you do SI?
Mm-mm.
None?
I never do eyeliner in shoots. No. I do.
Mm,
I'll do a little like on the top,
right,
but
the
like
lash
a
line.
dark in the
Yeah,
waterline. No, never,
yeah. I honestly I
never.
rarely do that too, and that used to be my, like, absolute go-to.
I know you really should though. It looks so good
Well,
with the
because
blue
you know what?
eye.
All the 2016 makeup, sadly, is not currently in,
It's coming back. No, it's
and
coming back. That's why
I
I did it.
know, and thank God for it because I love the clean girl makeup.
I love a
I
full
feel like
beat.
it's, like, slightly problematic, but I also feel like, I miss just, like, lash and
Mhm.
liner and, like, all the fun of it all.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's cool that makeup taking 5 minutes to do is cute, but makeup that takes a half hour to an hour is
Gorgeous. Dude,
gorgeous.
I'll take 3 hours. I'll literally take my time,
Oh,
do, like sit there and
girl,
stare
the
and, like,
best.
glue my
Just
brows, just literally. Also, by the way, speaking of, can you tell what my hair is wrapped up in?
Underwear?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, when you said Pamela
Because
Anderson,
she was when I
is
listened
that
to
the
her.
brand? Is the brand of the underwear the brand that you just did a thing for?
No, but that would've
Oh,
been really
okay.
cute.
That would've been really cute.
No, it's not, but, I this was actually funny because I was kinda doing, like, a Pamela Anderson vibe, and I couldn't find my hair thing. I still can't find it, I don't know where it went, and I was like, "Fuck, what do I do?" And I was like, "Oh my god, I'll just, like, put it up with my thong, just
Throw it
like
up with a
Pam
thong.
Anderson." And then can I just
Yeah.
tell you, it makes the most perfect,
I
like, messy
know. I almost
bun.
wonder if, like, someone can, like, come out with a hair
Like a
thing that is thong shaped because there's something about the, like, 3 loops of it all
Yeah, and
that
it like, the hair can kinda, like, poke through everywhere.
I'm just imagining
What?
if someone has, like, granny panties only. As I have so many friends who would, like, only wear,
Dude,
like, full coverage underwear, which is cool, but, like, imagine, like, putting your hair up in, like, a full coverage
you're just, like,
it
trying that
just has,
just
little cute, like, Hanes, like, flowers on it, thinking it's, like, gonna be really sexy.
that would literally be so funny.
Dude,
Also,
I'm
by
putting
the
my hair up with
way,
my Depends.
I do you feel like you're the only one in your friend group that wears thongs?
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like I'm literally the only one in my friend group that wears thongs. I will wear a thong on my period.
Yeah, same. I don't like the feeling you know what I don't like? I don't like the feeling of, the fabric on top of the fabric of, like,
Yeah.
a full butt underwear. I feel like it moves around too much, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a lot. It's just so much going
Yeah.
on. But
I
then
like very little.
one of my friends doesn't wear underwear with literally anything, with
Yeah.
workout pants, with
Mm,
jean shorts, does not wear underwear. I'm like, that's crazy. A commando
well,
in a jean short is
it's
crazy.
it's risky, I will
That's
say, because that's a
risky.
structured pant. That's a structured thing that if you come out of a car at the wrong angle, we're gonna have a
A
Paris Hilton,
labia
Lindsay Lohan,
down.
labia down, labia
Wow.
boots down,
Labia boots down.
labia the house boots down.
Did you know what I saw the other day, speaking of labia?
A labia?
Your okay, I wanna make sure I'm saying this right, but I'm
Please do.
pretty sure that hold on.
What?
Okay, wait.
Is this a TikTok? Do you see a TikTok?
No, no, no,
No, no, no, no,
no.
no.
Okay, maybe it was not true what I saw.
Well, where did you see it? The Onion? Did you see it on Reductress?
It was something about the labia. It was
Well,
like
what did it say?
that you like lose your labia. Is that true?
Uh, I don't think so.
And it does grow over time, which is incredible.
That makes sense. That makes sense that it would grow over time.
Yeah.
Can we get a gynecologist? I feel like we need a gynecologist on
For
staff at
these
all
kinds of
times for our
questions. Yeah.
episodes. Like you know what I mean? Like we need like a specialist. We need a historian and we need like a gynecologist always on
Absolutely.
deck.
Also, the way that people, it's so funny. I'll never forget. I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast before, but I had a girlfriend who she had never had sex. And I talked about this
I
before
think
because
so.
she was so insecure about her
Yeah.
labia, like hanging out. And I was like, everyone's does. And she was like, what? And I was like, everyone's does. What do you mean?
Mm,
And she was literally beside herself. Like
that's
she couldn't
crazy.
believe that that was like a normal thing. She was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I was like,
Right.
"Wait, you didn't think that that was like you thought that
Right.
you had something abnormal going on? What do you mean?"
Mm.
Like, anyways,
So I like those photos of like it shows like all different vaginas and like different makeup so you can kind of see.
yeah,
I feel like had I seen that, it's kind of weird to say this, but like at a younger age, I don't know, like
yeah,
that is that weird to say? But like when you're young and you're kind of like figuring your body out, it's I think it would have been helpful to see that it is
yeah.
normal to have it look differently because also I feel like our first exposure to it is usually a photo in books like
Which is like perfectly drawn.
yeah, which is like perfectly drawn. It's like this is what it looks like and it's like
Yeah,
well mine is like darker and more
yeah.
misshapen and like things are hanging everywhere
One's
and this
longer
looks
than the other.
one literally
It's
one looks like a
yeah.
Victorian,
Yeah.
curtain
One is a
situation.
raisin. I think one's a
One is a
raisin
raisin. I think
that
I
has
think you
attached
lost a
itself.
raisin. I
That
think you
is
may have lost a raisin down
attached
there.
itself.
I think maybe during one of your car clean outs,
Yeah.
you dropped a raisin down
A
there.
prune is on my
A
body.
prune.
Um, but yeah, it's
Mine's a
very
date.
interesting. Well, how are you doing? How was Hilton Head? You just came
Isn't it wild?
back.
I haven't seen we haven't
That's
like been able to
crazy.
sit down and chat because we had to pre-record. But yeah, you guys, I was in Hilton Head for a week for a brand retreat, a brand trip retreat,
So fun.
and it was interesting. I feel like Hilton Head as a location is giving very much hot, muggy.
Mhm.
It's giving cute. It's
Mhm.
giving beach. It's
Is it giving like
giving
Southern charm?
a little bit.
Okay.
It's
That's
kind
like
of
what I
giving
had
if
it built up in
Southern
my mind.
it kind of is like if the Southern Charm people had a retirement community.
Okay, that's exactly how I have it in my mind.
Right. That's exactly how it is. And it's so funny because I posted that I was there and I had a bunch of people respond like, my parents live there. And like, that's where my grandparents are. And like, oh, my parents have
Right.
a home there. And I'm just like, got it. Okay. So this
Yeah,
is the
Charleston would have been cute. Yeah.
Charleston would have been cute too. I wonder why not Charleston, but also like probably a reason, maybe expensive,
Beach,
maybe because of
beachy.
location, beach, yeah, all the things. But it was a really fun time when it comes to like shooting. And it was a really fun time when it comes to like being with all the girls because it's a lot of different influencers that come, all kinds of different backgrounds. Like for some reason, I feel like we had a lot more downtime on this trip. I've been, this is
Mhm.
my third one that I've been with this group. And usually we're driving a lot and
Right.
and then shooting a lot. So it's like we don't really get a lot of downtime, like one-on-one downtime. And I feel like I got that a lot with a lot of the girls this time.
Right, which is so
Um
nice.
so nice, so nice. I have to give a shout out to my girl Kieran. My
Kieran.
girl Kieran, she is a fabulous influencer. If you guys make sure you go follow her. She is what's cool is like so everyone know. I mean, listen, if you listen to this podcast, you know what I'm about. All right. I come in and I come in hot. Like I come
Yeah.
in with a protest board in my hand. I'm like, you
Yeah.
know what? Hands off my body. And everyone's
We
like,
know
no
that.
one said
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Nobody said anything.
Yeah. We're like, "How's the weather over there?" You're like, "Hands off my fucking body.
Hands
Don't
off my
you
body, hands
dare.
out of my bank account,
Don't
Elon.
you dare."
Literally. And everyone's just like, okay, like we're just here
Yeah.
to work and hang. Um, but I got to have so many great conversations. Like there was people from all different walks of life. Like Karen is Muslim. I had all kind like there was a bunch of girls there with like Christian backgrounds, Jewish backgrounds, and like I just like love the conversations that we had. Like they
Yeah.
were just so enlightening and like I love that we were all very like tolerant of each other's opinions and like we were
Yeah.
very tolerant of each other's like perspectives.
Yeah.
And we all had like different levels of like how like our involvement in whatever, church or synagogue or you
Right.
know what I mean? Like what all of
Yes.
that. It
And
was
it's
very
so
varied.
that is always so fascinating to me.
Mhm.
Like, I obviously, the way we grew up is, like, the type of, like, Christianity where it's, like, our parents didn't people are always like, "Oh, go to church every Sunday," or, like, "That means you're Christian." Like, no, our
Yeah.
parents did never force that on us. They were like, "You" I mean, when we were really little, it was different, but, like, as we grew up, it was like, "You love everybody. You
Yeah.
accept everybody. Every religion, whatever you think, whoever you love, whatever you do." Like, when I tell people I'm Christian, I'm like, "But wait, let me preface it with
Mhm.
it's not the kind that's like, but don't no gay marriage or, you don't say that or you can't be Jewish. You can't be, practice Buddhism. That's wrong. I'm like, no, my God loves everybody. So
Yeah.
I cannot sit here and say God is love and then say accept.
Right.
So, I always love being in those kinds of situations because it's like, I love hearing about different backgrounds. I love, love, love it. It's why we both love traveling so much. It's
Mm.
why we both love kind of immersing ourselves in those different cultures. It's why when you were 16, you went and you studied Buddhism for a
Mhm.
couple years.
Yep.
Um, it's very fascinating to me when you're on these trips to kind of have those like deep conversations
Yes.
and just to kind of like broaden that horizon and be like, God,
Right.
I never thought of it that way. Or,
Absolutely.
wow, how cool that you grew up that way. Or, oh, wow, that must have been really hard, whatever.
Right.
And I love how diverse the group of girls was for
Yeah.
this trip. It
Very.
looked awesome.
It's like we had again, Karen's from Houston. We had Shonda, who's from South Carolina. We had some of the girls are from Boston. Two of
Yeah.
us are from LA, like all over the place. And I think that just being able to have those like open conversations and be like coming from a place of no judgment
Yeah.
and like Kieran was teaching me about how in the Muslim religion they have halal versus haram and like
Yeah.
halal means it's like permissible behavior like things that you're basically allowed and like should be doing and then haram is like the non-permissible behavior and things that you should be doing and she was telling me
Right.
how she's like never worn a bikini before because she
Right.
definitely practices modesty and I think like the way she talked about it, I was like, okay, wow, like modesty is tea, kind of like I
No,
just
like literally, it's
like
kind of
literally
tea.
the way
Yeah.
she talks about it, she just like because she chooses it because she's a modern Muslim, so like she doesn't have to.
Right.
It's kind of her own interpretation of everything, I think. But like the way she talks about it, she's like, I think modesty is actually very beautiful. Like I think it's
Yeah.
just like so beautiful that like you know. Women can do it to like protect themselves and
Right.
like protect the like wandering eye of men and like
Which,
whatever
like,
your
by the way, would
feelings.
be if you looked at you and you looked at what she was saying, you would go, "These 2 are completely different human beings,
Yes.
but you guys are so close." Like,
I was sitting there boobs out, like
yeah,
literally
and you're
like
like, "Literally,
a
my
low
body's
cut.
not for men, my body's not for" you know what I mean? But
Right.
it's like you
Yes.
can
And
still
but us
have that
respecting each
conversation.
other's opinions and like uh I don't know, just like the way she talked about it, we kept joking that like she was going to turn me Muslim and she was going to get into heaven because if you like convert someone to Muslim, you automatically get to
Honestly, if
heaven.
anyone's gonna revert like, convert to
Muslim.
Muslim is you. I'm not even kidding, like,
I was
because 'cause you've
just like
always been fascinated with all
I
different
am
kinds
all
of
religions
yeah,
and all backgrounds just fascinate me and like
yeah,
um and it just especially as someone who like went through a lot in my own religion and has processed a lot of pain because of it.
yeah,
Um it doesn't mean that that's not I don't claim it in a way, but it does mean that I have processed it maybe differently than others have.
yeah,
And a lot's happened in my life to make me
yeah.
second guess it and to make me feel a type of way about
And
it, and I
also a
feel
lot
like
of
I'm
has
entitled to that.
happened that people don't even know.
Uh,
You know what I mean?
A
And we
lot.
could we would we that is like we should record a podcast just saying everything for one day down the road 50 years
Yeah.
from now.
And
We'll
just release that
release.
so
Yeah.
everyone can kind of like really know what's
Yeah.
going on. Like, because we try to be as honest as we can, but also there's like other
Other
people involved in
people. Yeah.
things and like it's like
Any.
tough because
Yeah.
unfortunately, you guys, Hunter's very well known and very famous. And a lot of times anything we say on this podcast can sometimes hit literally People magazine.
Well,
It's
that's what's crazy is I'm not claiming to sit here and say I'm famous or well known, but what I am saying is there are times where we'll talk about something and then the next day I'll get a Google alert and it'll be like, you know,
yeah.
Andrew McGrady says
Which is
that,
crazy
which is
and it's
crazy and
cool, but it
cool.
also means that unfortunately we can't be like as candid and open. And again,
Yeah.
if like other people and other entities are involved in something,
Right.
I'm not trying to get
It's
sued.
right. It's also why like people are always like, why haven't you written a book? Or like, why didn't you write a book? I'm like, because the book that I want to write is very
Mhm.
different than the book that I would write.
The book that we want to write, it's got to come out.
That
Like
would
we'll
be
have to sign
devastating
on
to
the dotted
people.
line on our deathbeds and be
No,
like,
like
okay,
literally
release
because
it.
it
It
would
comes out tomorrow.
yeah, it would be devastating.
But yeah, so anyway, it was so cool. It was definitely like I felt like the actual experience of the girls was incredible and like
Give
I
us
just
like a background of like what these trips like I think that I was telling Kayla, I was like, I wish that they had a show about
mm,
this. I actually saw that Bravo's doing a show called The Next Gen Z or something with like
yeah, they're doing the
Gia
kids
Giudice. Yeah.
of
Which did I
yeah.
ever tell you guys about how Gia Giudice and I were Secret Santas?
I think you did, but
I
like
don't know
you
if I did.
oh no?
Just
Maybe
really quickly, this is obviously
no, yeah.
back to Christmas
Please. This
time.
is
But
crazy.
because I was just talking about this will all tie in. So back in December, I went to a event for Sol de Janeiro, and they had this like Secret Santa thing there where you pull a name from a board and then you wrap a gift for that person, and then that's your Secret Santa. Anyways, I ended up getting Gia Giudice, Teresa Giudice, daughter. And I was like, oh, cute. Like I never met her, didn't know her anyway. She was sitting at like the table way across. So, and then we had a Polaroid to take so you knew who your Secret Santa was. And it was like attached in the present. Anyways, she got me too. What are the chances of like 80 people to pull each
That's
other's names?
crazy.
Anyways, all this to say, she's now on a show called, I think, The Next Gen Z or Gen Z something on Bravo TV where it kind of
Yeah, I think
follows
it's
their
called The Next
lives.
Gen. Yeah.
Yes, The Next Gen. But and I don't know if it's following them as like influencers because it seems like the majority of them are influencers. But like,
Yeah.
I would also really love to see like the behind the scenes of like these kinds of brand trips and
Totally.
what goes into them.
Yeah. It's
I
a
just think
lot
it's
for
very
sure.
interesting.
I think it's like it's interesting because basically these are very unique. Usually, if you go on a brand trip, it's one brand. They have a lot of like in-house marketing that they are able to sort of put these sorts of events on. If you see people going to events or brand trips, that's usually a single brand. But the way that this particular um, group works is they get together a bunch of different brands that all kind of come together, and then we just shoot all week for these brands.
Mm-hmm.
We have incredible photographers, we have incredible videographers, we have like all these people on deck, and it's just like really
It's
cool and
so
it's fun. And
brilliant.
like the thing is like this could easily not be fun. Like
Yeah.
it could be not fun if you really think about all of the moving parts. But like Jessica, though, she's the one who runs everything. She does such a great job
Yeah.
of keeping everything going. And like, as a type A person, she just like gets it. Do
Yeah.
you know what
That's
I
a
mean?
special kind of
Yeah.
that's a special kind of person
Cause
that
it's like
would
herding
be that.
cats. Like all of us girls, like we're all just like, wah, and like
Yeah. And
everyone
everyone's
different
taking their own content
personalities.
too.
Everyone's taking their own. It's just like very cool. But like, yeah, so it's a lot of that. It's very cool. It's very fun. I got you this, Hunter, so you can have this now.
Thank you so much. I actually would carry that around.
I told Martin this is his new work bag.
I mean, and you know he will use it. You know Martin will use that.
I'm honestly
Absolutely.
living. Also, like the pictures they chose are so funny. It's just like me eating a croissant outside of where they do the changing of the guards in London.
Wait, that's so cute though. That's like a sweet personalized gift.
I know, I
I
loved it.
what was I
Oh,
gonna
but
say?
then I got stuck in Denver on my way home, and that was an absolute
Oh,
fucking
dude, and if you guys
nightmare.
know
You
Colorado and
guys
Michaela,
know.
you
I genuinely need to go back and look at my
I was just gonna
astrocartography.
ask. I thought you were going to.
I need to find it, and I need to like figure out if there is a line there and I need to just avoid it at all costs because you
There
guys, I
has to
swear to
be.
God, every time anything Colorado is involved, it just like
It's
my
a
biggest
vortex.
nightmare. It's a Michaela McGrady vortex.
It's you but we were talking about this because you had like a travel like just a classic one
Mm,
of those travel mishaps where it's, the flight's delayed, and then because that flight's delayed, you missed your connecting flight, and of course it's the last flight out, so you have to stay at a hotel and you walk outside and it's snowing,
yep, it's
and you stay
snowing
at a hotel and
and
you
I
don't have your
had no
baggage.
clothes, no baggage, not a bag in sight. I had the clothes on my body
And what did that
and the
teach you?
chargers in my bag.
If I may be a mom, what did that teach you?
It taught me that I need to bring things with me, carry on style on the plane in case this ever happens.
Thank you.
Or I need to never do connecting flights.
Just fly private.
I can't imagine. But like literally, like my boob's hurting again.
Why?
Because the thing is like doing its thing again because I think my hormones are fluctuating. You
Oh,
guys,
yeah.
we
You're
still
probably
don't
getting
have
your
like
period.
well, I just was on
You
it.
just are
So
ending it, yeah.
yeah, and so I think that's also why. It's just like the fluctuating hormones. You guys, the breast situation, the boob thing is like still ongoing.
It's still a breast.
It will still a breast.
It's
Exactly.
still a breast,
And I'm
it's still a
keeping you
breast.
guys abreast of the breast. But
Yes.
anyway, yeah, it was just, you know what? And I don't want to throw people under the bus. It's just not, I just don't want to. But I feel like the way that it was all handled was absolutely
I'm
crazy.
laughing
And
at I don't wanna throw
nobody,
people under the bus. Absolutely did an Instagram story about it. You're
yeah,
like,
but
"I
to
don't
be
wanna
fair, I
throw
didn't name
anyone."
names.
No, absolutely, but you're like, "I don't wanna throw anyone under the bus," but Amanda at the at the Denver airport
Denver
that works for
airport.
United, short, dark hair.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It it was truly, and you know what? I was explaining this to Haley, my hairdresser, yesterday, and I was like, all of the stuff that happened, the procedural shit is
Yeah.
one thing, but the bad attitudes of everyone that I encountered and the people not caring that I was like literally had tears in my eyes because I'd been traveling for like 10 hours and I was absolutely exhausted and I only had my clothes. Like, whatever,
Right.
sob story, but like it was just like the attitudes of them that made it
Oh,
actually bad. Everything else I could handle. Like I was texting you and you were like,
yeah,
"Wow,
no,
you're
I
being
was
so
like,
chill about it."
well,
Like,
that's Brian kept asking me. He was like, "How? Like, is she there yet? Is she?" And I was like, "No,
mhm,
she's literally stuck in Denver, no baggage, and it's snowing." And he was like, "Is she freaking out?" And I was like, "Honestly, no. She seems so chill about it."
yeah.
But you don't really like sweat the big stuff. You sweat the small stuff that doesn't matter.
No, the little
Um,
tiny itty bitty teensy weensy things is what I worry about in
yes, I
sweat.
know. Um, and it's so. Can I just tell you something? I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever, until I got to Switzerland, been at an airport where people feel and they're giving off the vibe that they are happy to be there.
Right.
And I understand it's work, right? I
Yeah.
understand it
Mhm.
completely, but
Totally.
it's not my fault that
Yeah.
you're working right now.
Yeah. No,
So, like,
I went
I
up to the baggage
feel
claim to
like
ask
it's
them
always
about
my fault that you're
I went up
working.
to the baggage claim to ask them about baggage and they literally were like looked at me and they're like, "Well, now what do you want?"
Yeah, no, of course. It's like,
Well,
let me
what do
guess,
you want
you're gonna
here?
ask us about baggage claim? What do we have a sign over our head that says baggage? Oh wait, we do have
Oh,
a sign
wait,
over
we
our head that says baggage claim.
do.
We have a sign that says customer service over our head. So
Right.
what? Like it blows my
Dude,
mind.
they weren't making eye contact with me the whole time. No one would make eye contact with me because I feel like the second you make eye contact with somebody, it like triggers an empathy thing
Well, yeah,
in your
that's why it's also why
brain.
they say like with your husband or your spouse or your partner to like stare at them for what
30 seconds
10
or a
seconds,
minute or
30 seconds.
5 minutes or
Dude,
something.
do
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know how
yeah.
hard that is?
It is. It's really hard. Yeah.
My
It's very
heart starts
hard.
racing. Yeah.
Yes, because you're literally making eye contact. None of these people would make eye contact with me. And guys, I know everyone says this, but like I promise you, I'm very chill. I'm very polite. Like I never give off like because I was in customer service, like I get it, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But like I'm sitting here and I'm literally like kind of crying. Like I got tears in my eyes because
Right.
I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what judgment call to make. Do I wait for my bags to come out? They said it could be up to 4 hours. Like it was just like all this craziness. Or do I go to my hotel and just like get the sleep I need right now? Cause it's
Right.
11:30. Like, what do I do? It's snowing out. I don't have any clothes that like are good for the snow. Like it was just one of those situations. And just like the people just looking at me like literally
How
like, get
dare
out of
you?
here.
How
Get out of
dare get?
here.
Go on, get.
Go on, get. The fuck are you doing
No,
here?
literally,
This
it needs
town
to
ain't
be a
big enough for
skit.
the. I'm like, it's literally an airport, but okay.
It needs to be a skit, dude. There,
It does.
people who were, and here's the thing: we're not talking to you, listeners. If you work at an airport and you are a flight attendant or a pilot, you are beautiful and polite and gorgeous,
Oh,
and don't ever think we're talking about
dude,
you.
the good flight attendants. I feel like I don't usually have an issue with, to be honest.
Oh
Like,
my god, really?
well,
Oh my god, dude.
but I've had such good ones that I feel like it
Yeah.
makes up for the not good. Like, oh my god, dude, when there's a good flight attendant, that's just like so sweet. Like, oh my
Oh no, I
god,
will literally.
I will bow. I will bow down to
Same.
them. I will cry and I will scream because
Same.
it's
Also,
like, oh, it makes you feel so safe.
hold on,
What?
Eva's coming up the stairs.
Great. We're not allowed
Mark
to.
this here.
Is she crying? Mm-hmm.
Here.
Yeah.
I just because like I'm right here. I'm like this close from the stairs and them,
Right.
and they're gonna be like, "Hi." Aw. Close the door. Close the door. Okay. Anyways, um,
Flight
yeah,
attendants, good
dude,
flight
flight
attendants
attendants.
versus bad.
And
Yeah.
here's the thing: I will charm a flight
Yeah.
attendant. Like I will
Mhm.
charm the socks off of a flight attendant. I'll be
Mhm.
like, "Hi, I'm so sorry. Is there? Can I get another bag of cookies? Like, is that available? I will literally
Can
tip
I
you.
can I
You are
get
gorgeous, by the
another
way.
stroop waffle? I love that shirt, by the way.
Yeah.
Could you put one more stroop waffle into my palm
No,
and I
literally.
will literally get out of your way. I'll jump out of the plane and just be out of your hair
No, I will
completely.
be out of your hair. You won't even see me.
You won't even see me. You won't hear me.
I love a good flight attendant, dude. I love a good
Do you
flight
know what
attendant.
I have a story to tell you that I almost forgot to tell you that
Mm,
happened in Hilton Head.
what?
So I was getting ready to go out and shoot. I was on my period. It was like day 2 at this point, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, I need to change my tampon because I got to get out there, got to get moving, got to get grooving, right? So we
Yeah.
got to do a fresh tampon. We're going to do
Yeah.
fresh tampon, right? So I'm sitting there and I have this really great room. I have a beautiful bathroom that the door opens to basically the door to the bedroom. So like if you open the
Got
bedroom
it.
and walk in, to the left is immediately the bathroom,
Got
and
it.
you can see the toilet in like eye view.
Got it.
So I'm sitting there in my most vulnerable state, bro,
Vulnerable,
like
as one
just
would be.
at, legs apart, labia. We may
Mm-hmm.
have a
A
callback.
bloody
Labia
labia.
out, a
Yeah.
bloody labia out, changing my tampon. And I hear a knock on the door.
Wow, that was actually a really good sound effect. I'm not even kidding. It kind of
Thank
echoed. It sounded good.
you. I heard a knock on the door. And as I'm like getting up, about to like get up and like be like, who is that? The door opens and a man walks in. A
What?
man walks in.
But this is a house.
This is a house. Let me get to it. A man walks in, sees me, goes, whoa, and turns around.
Oh
And I leap up from the
no.
toilet and I go over to the door and I'm like, hi, what's going on? And he was like, oh, I'm here to I'm here to look at the sprinklers. I guess it was like a mechanic, or what are they called? Not a mechanic.
A like a God.
A
Wow.
worker guy.
Worker.
But there's a
Yeah.
word for them. A worker dude.
Like a maintenance.
Maintenance, that's it. He was a
Yes.
maintenance guy. He was like a like fire alarm sprinkler checker maintenance dude. And I guess what had happened is like they had asked if they could, the owners of the house had asked if that this person could come by and like check to make sure everything was like good in the house. But they had told them, just so you know, this is a house of women and everyone is probably changing in their rooms. So you need to be very cautious and conscientious when you're going into and knocking on doors.
Great.
I don't know what this guy heard when they said that to him, but he did the exact
He heard
opposite.
knock on doors and
He
go
heard
on
knock on
in.
doors and walk in without permission. Now,
Wow.
Martin has a theory that this guy was just like trying to get a little peek at a girl and was a little creeper.
I mean, It's fishy to
Isn't
have the
it
door
weird?
closed and then you knock, you don't wait for a person to say something and then
Mm-mm.
to walk in. It's like, hmm.
And also, like, this
Did
guy,
you
I'm
see
like,
him before you went in at
I
all?
saw him when he opened the door and he and I were making eye contact and I had my digits with it betwixt my thighs. Yeah, that's when I saw him. And he was just as surprised as I was. Imagine my surprise. I haven't seen a man in 4 days.
Also, it's like nothing is more embarrassing. Here's the thing. Nothing is more embarrassing than someone walking in on you or you
No.
walking in on someone and then so it's like it's not that moment that's embarrassing. The moment
Right.
that's embarrassing is seeing them after. Cuz you're like,
Right.
"Hey, I
Right.
we just shared a moment."
Mhm.
You
We shared
know,
an intimate
an
moment that not
intimate
even my
moment.
husband has seen me do.
Right. It's kind of crazy.
It is really crazy, and I was so flabbergasted. I was so
Oh
taken
my
aback by the whole situation. Um, one of the assistants like lit into him though. Thankfully, she like came up the stairs right after, and I kind of told her what happened, and she like ran after him, lit into him. They called the company. I didn't want to make it a big deal. I told her, I'm like, it's not a big deal, but just like let him know that like he can't just walk into people's homes. And but they
Yeah.
take it very seriously. They're like, get this guy the fuck out of here. Like, what is he
Yeah.
doing? You know,
That's
that's what I'm saying is like they make
crazy.
things so it's just that I feel very protected and taken care of on
Yeah,
these trips.
yeah, which is
But
saying a
it
lot.
was
Wow. Wow, dude. That's
me and this
horrifying.
man.
That's really horrifying. I had a situation where I was recently in I was in Home Good. No, where was I? I was in one of them, Michael's or something. And you know how I always have to take a shit when I'm in these
Yeah.
stores. What the fuck is it,
Yeah.
dude? It
It's
listen, here's the thing.
they say it's the lighting. Seriously. They say it's
Really?
the
And then
fluorescent
maybe
lighting. It like
relaxing.
it like stimulates
I
you.
I've never been inside one
Yeah.
where I haven't. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna be
That's
completely
fine.
transparent.
You can be open on this podcast. It's yours too.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And so I was doing my thing and there was no toilet paper,
Mm,
right? So
mm-mm.
it's like that's the other thing is like having to say, "Hey, can you pass me like that?" I was so embarrassed, dude. I was like, "Can you pass me
Really?
some toilet paper?" It wasn't enough, so I was like,
No.
"Can you get me more?" It's never enough. They're
It's
always like,
never
"Here's is
enough.
this enough?" And you're just like, "That's
If
enough for
anyone
everybody."
ever asks you to pass some toilet paper, I need you to
I need you to give me the roll, and you take what you need.
you take what you need and give me the roll. Take your slice of the pie and give me the rest of it because like if
Absolutely.
you know one thing and if there's one thing I realize on this trip is we do use a lot of toilet
It's
paper.
ridiculous. I know, dude. Literally, Brian will be like, "Why is this toilet flooded?" And I'm like, "I don't know. That's
No, Martin
crazy."
says you and I eat toilet paper. He's like, I
I
think you and Hunter
we
eat toilet
do
paper
because
when
I
I'm
can't.
at work.
Because here's the thing: we can't. I can't. Like, I have friends who will do a quick little thing or won't even wipe. I have to be so bone dry on both the front and the back. I have to wipe, see
won't
nothing. I have
won't
to
dry.
wipe and have absolutely bone dry. I do not want any kind of nothing.
No. No.
There's not going to be anything in my underwear. Do you understand what
No.
I'm saying?
Right. No, we're keeping it very,
Dry.
very clean. And God, I hope no one's eating lunch right now. But yeah, that moment is very good. You know, that actually happened to me once when I was in a Target.
Yeah, but then have
I
you made eye contact? Have you talked to them after? It's like, okay, well, I just shared like an intimate
No, I'll
moment
tell
with
you it's
you.
even worse. I was in a Target. I had to go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom. Okay. There was no toilet paper and no one in there. So I had
It's
no
kind
choice. I
you have
texted
to do
Martin,
a pant ankle.
wait, because I
Oh,
couldn't do that. I don't remember
oh,
why, but I couldn't do that.
I do that often.
I texted Martin. I said, babe, can you go to a person, someone working, and ask them to bring me toilet paper because there's none in here? The person comes in, sweet, sweet young girl, and she hands me a roll of toilet paper, and I say, "Thank you, my girl." Of course, I got a glance of her because
Of
the
course,
the
every Target door has about an inch and a
every
half
door in
of
America has about 4 inches of
of
gap,
gap.
so that you and the person washing their hands are making eye contact, and you're like,
You're like, why is this door even here?
and they're like,
I know.
doing great, you know, like why? Just don't even have a door. Just
Don't
have it
even have a door at
open at
that
this
point. Leave it
point.
open. Yeah.
And so I knew exactly who she was, and I walked out, and she was the
Knew who you
one
were.
who scanned our shit and checked us out. I was like,
Love
wow,
it.
you're really doing some
Full
heavy lifting
service.
at work today. Full
Full service,
service.
dude.
Do you want to carry me to my car?
I think I've talked about this before, but I used to prank call Baja Fresh with my
Oh my
friends.
God. That is
And
so
and
niche and
it's
specific.
so niche, but I used to prank call Baja Fresh with my friends. And our favorite prank, and I know I've mentioned this before, but if you're new here, was to say, hey, I'm in your bathroom. Do you mind bringing me toilet paper? And then they were like, yeah. And then they were like, hey, they'd like go and then come back and be like, what stall are you in? We don't like see. And I'm like, I'm just like right inside. I'm gonna leave the door open. I thought it was the funniest thing in the world.
That is actually like kind of funny.
Dude, I was
That
like,
is low stakes
I
pranking.
love low stakes pranking.
Yeah. There's nothing I hate more than high stakes. April Fools on social media is a hellscape.
A hellscape. I
A
don't trust anybody.
hellscape. And it's always the brands that are like, we're coming out with a new thing. And it's just like, please, bro.
They're like, we're coming out with Cheez-It flavored perfume today. And it's like,
and we're just like, okay. The only person who did it good was Pop Flex and Cassie Ho. She was the only one who did it good. They did like, they did like, because also to be fair, they're always dropping like new stuff all the time. It's always like kind of innovative and like very much like problem solving. You guys know I love Pop Flex, but they did like April Fools where they were dropping a legging where like the top of the butt was cut out. So it was like just crack, just booty, cheeks up and out. And I was like, I commented, I was like, you guys think I wouldn't wear this?
Right. Like it's kind of something that
and they
maybe
responded,
like would wear.
We know you would, Michaela. Literally, they said, we know you would, Michaela.
That is so funny.
Because I would probably wear those.
That's actually pretty brilliant.
It is really brilliant. The way they did it was so good.
I need people to get better with their April Fools.
Yeah, or just don't do it.
I don't know. Yeah,
can we just get beyond April Fools at this point?
I didn't really see a lot.
Well, you don't usually see a lot of anything.
That's true. I'm really not in the know.
You're not chronically online like some of us are.
I'm not, dude.
Well, anyways. You guys, gosh, we love you. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you haven't subscribed to the Patreon, please do.
Yes.
$5 a month, you get 2 extra episodes every month. You get the episodes early. You get access to our chat. You get video and no ads. Not a single ad will cross your desk.
Yep. It's basically unedited. So,
I mean, literally, truly. And you get to see our beautiful faces. Lucky you. Yeah.
Gorgeous.
All right.
Love it. Leave it. Bye.
Love it and leave it. Bye. Thank you guys so much for listening. You can catch a new episode of Model Citizen every Thursday. And please don't forget to follow the podcast so you don't miss any of the action. We want to hear from you. So please leave a rating and review and follow us on socials for all the behind the scenes action at Hunter McGrady and Michaela McGrady. And don't forget, you are worthy, you are loved, and you are capable of doing all wonderful things. Bye, guys.